It's like you'll make a point and say, I'm only battling clean and stumbles, but I'm catching 30s and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm consistent. I ain't lost a round yet, but at the same time, because of who I'm battling, I don't get graded as high.
You penalize people for somebody else.
Meanwhile, you have a nigga like Rosenberg Raw up there who choked in the third, but the nigga that he battled had the best third of the battle, and that's the round that everybody talks about, is ranked higher than me up there, and he got lesser battles than me.
This
And
nigga,
he get what I'm going with this?
So I'll ask you this: if we eliminate the person you're standing in front of and only judge your material versus somebody else's performance, right? How do we like? Where do you want me to like rank that? Because what if somebody feels like, okay, Eazy's performance against Hitman is better than I'm sorry, Jack's performance against Authentic is better than Eazy's performance against Hitman. Then what?
No, I want you to look at it as this list is for the first 6 months, right?
Mm-hmm.
Within the first 6 months, I want you to look at that shit like, okay, Swamp been kicking ass all year. 30, 30, 30, ain't slip, ain't stumble. His performance is this. He been on a 4 or 4.5 or whatever y'all graded as, and then say, okay, now when we look at this other person, Ab, he got this battle, that battle.
It's like the MVP race sound like.
Yeah, like, but don't judge it and say, oh, I'm gonna put Rosenberg Raw higher than fucking Swamp because he battled Charlie Clips.
Real talk. Real talk.
No, but my question to you is, how do I evaluate somebody's showing is better than somebody else's? Again, like, I feel like
stop talking about who. Stop the name. The status.
No, I'm a friend.
Eliminate the name.
Listen, the stature shit is what I'm saying is like mostly bullshit. Because if a nigga,
let's eliminate it, let's remove it.
I feel like a lot of niggas. I feel like a lot of niggas do get they performance diminished based on how motherfuckers feel about the nigga they're battling, as opposed to what that person did. I do feel like that shit happens.
No, that happens. But my question to you is, all right, if I feel like Hansel's performance against Holmesy was better than Swamp's performance against Stumbles, right? Y'all on the same card that weekend. Who am I to say that's right? What if you say no, you're wrong?
How the fans reacting to it? Like who they talking about more?
I say fans.
Like, you know, Impact. You heard me? Like, don't y'all talk about that
Impact,
a lot.
Shit like that.
Impact.
Right.
Okay. You know what I'm saying?
I just don't feel like
but it's hard to say Impact because like I don't think they realize what Impact is. They think they do.
I think we have different definitions of Impact because like we're obviously like scounging social media. We do show the fans. We're looking at like digital traffic of like what is moving the needle, what's being talked about. Like
let me ask you this, Prince. Would you okay if you seen a flyer that said Rosenberg Raw and Charlie Clip over here, and then you got Clean and Swamp over here. Just the flyer. You ain't seen the battle. Which event would you go to, or which one would you lock in on?
Oh, bro.
I feel like you're gonna say Clips just because Clip.
I'm a off on that nigga.
He's not gonna look at the whole battle. Bro. It's just because this is how fans do when you do that, Swamp. They see Clips as the bigger name, so they just gonna go over there to Clips. It's not even about Rosenberg.
But listen, you look, France. You don't get the pass for that because you are very detailed and you're in this culture and you know the logistics and ins and outs of it. You watch this shit. So if you see the anticipation and the build up or whatever, which as far as they promotion wasn't worth the fuck. You see me and Clean got a trailer, we going at it, we selling the fight. When you see those flyers and you see Swamp and Clean, and then over here we got Rosenberg and Charlie Clips. You know what Charlie been doing, pulling up with a neck bone sandwich and freestyles. That's all he been pulling up with. Then you got Rosenberg Raw. He got freckles on his face, man, and he smell like wet hot dog and trailer park trash. Listen, when you got a wet dog smelling ass nigga versus a ham hock eating nigga that pull up with freestyles, or you got Swamp and Clean in the same lane talking that street gangster shit. One nigga saying he his son, he invented him, and this, that, and the third. Which one? Which one?
But y'all know this.
I don't want to hear but. I want to hear which one.
Swamp, why you acting like you don't know how this works? Like, if there can easily be a match that's promoted better, it's a better style match. It's a more favorable battle. But like, if I'm gonna go ahead and check my social media analytic trends, if I'm gonna check hashtags, I'm gonna check YouTube views, I'm gonna check comments, and there's more comments on Clips than you and Clean combined. I told you. What has more impact at that point? Like, I'm asking you, like,
yeah, you got it.
Like, he's attached to it. You got it.
I told y'all.
goddamn win
from
when he
the
was
gate he
for the
was gonna
jump.
find
Y'all
a way to
could
get the clips,
have
boy.
saved
I
3
knew he was
minutes of
gonna
that
find a way to
goddamn
get the
conversation.
clips.
I'm sorry, it's the truth. Does it not have more traffic?
No, because
So
if
I
you're
got a
going off
question.
skill,
So
if you
you
going
had-
off skill, you clearly should be going to
I
see
was
the
about
other
to
battle
say,
first.
how do you, as somebody with the job that you have, determine which battle is worth seeing?
No, I didn't say all that.
Is it the comments?
I
No.
didn't say what's worth seeing. I'm talking about what has more traffic. Traffic is tangible.
No. He asked you if you saw the two. I'm asking in this example, right? Not in general.
I can want to see Swamp and Clean more, but what has more traffic is not objective. I mean, so it's not subjective.
No, I know, but what? So again, he's asking if you saw the two flyers, which one would you go see? And you said I would look at all the comments, I would look at the talk, and and you're most likely go see clips, even though that you know skill wise, performance wise, experience wise, that the other one would be a better battle, but you're still going off of what the culture is saying and the hype off of another battle. That doesn't make sense.
Doesn't it happen all the time?
Why you don't got Danny Myers on the top 15?
I could go through Danny's list for you. We could talk about it because he has a lot of 1-rounders. So we didn't count.
But he got a lot of 3-rounders too, though. He got a couple of 3-rounders.
He do. But they didn't. When we added it up, they didn't have a higher score.
So like, what's Danny Myers' status?
So if he got like 6 3-rounders this year or 5 3-rounders,
four 3-rounders.
That's what I'm saying. You got 4 3-rounders, and then you give somebody, let's say, that got 2 3-rounders, highlight, and let's say one of the person that got 2 3-rounders got the same opponent as he got. Like, how do they get hurt?
Perfect example. I'm glad you used Danny because Danny actually has clips on his resume. So Danny has 4 battles. Rosenberg has 2. And y'all know if we're doing something by the average, the less of a sample size, the better chance you have a higher average because there's less things to equate for. So obviously, when you have Danny battling J2 Clips, Foet Dev, and Mr. Biscuit, that it's less likely to have a higher average than just battling Clips and one more person because Clips is such a high number. You feel me? So like the one thing about these numbers at the end of the day, they favor smaller sample sizes. They favor smaller sample sizes. So like that's just the flaw in it. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't really favor people that's outside.
Points for their opponents.
Translation means we don't really fuck with them other niggas like that. So that shit don't really count.
Nah. It's just numbers are always gonna favor smaller sample sizes.
That's what I'm saying. So that's basically what they say like you say, the flaw in the system. That's all they basically equating. It's like, okay, so let's say they both battle Clips, so that'll cancel each other out. Then he got one more battle. Then this dude got 4 more 3-round battles. How is his power ranking higher?
Because it's an average, Geechi. So like
that's what I'm saying.
But again, the average number could be lower because you have more opponents. That's how averages work. The more numbers included in the average.
That's what we're saying. Like that's the flaw in it. It's like, nigga, you battle 4 more times. I had a tougher schedule and battle 4 more niggas and 4 more battle rappers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and just because they might not have been on URL, you got to look at it. Danny, like, I'm just using him as an example. Say how tougher it is to go to a smaller league where somebody else at home and giving them 3 rounds versus somebody that then you battling on a big stage. Like, that's not it.
They forgot about all that. They forgot about them days.
When you going in the backyard in somebody else's backyard in their neighborhood, they small league with all they people there to give them 3 rounds and still go crazy and all that. When you don't got, you know what I'm saying? Like that type of shit. That's why the battlers say, like, being a battler and judging it is a little different because we understand certain other shit that y'all just looking at just numbers. Like, oh man, he battled such analytics. And such, the number. The analytics, like when motherfucker looking at other shit, like, well, damn, man, that nigga battled such and such. So you might not hold, like you said, let's just say Jay Mills, you don't hold him in high regard. Like, take my battle away from him. I'm just using him as an example. And you use him and Reed Dollars earlier because, like I said, they both would be considered legends. So, like, let's say you battled Reed Dollars in Philly, you probably for the average motherfucker would give a nigga more points because he at home and that's where he back, just like battling Mills in Harlem or some shit. You dig what I'm saying? The average motherfucker will be like, yo, this is a lot tougher than battling, you know what I'm saying? Battling me in motherfucking Kansas. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Like it's still other shit as battlers niggas will look at as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, okay, that gave him a little extra boost. He at home, he be more comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like it's his league, it's different little shit. So I think, yeah, y'all got to look at a lot of other shit when you're doing like power rankings, because like in sports, you know what I'm saying? It's the same way. Like it might be averages, but if I'm the Lakers and I done had 6 games and 2 of my games was just as tough as this other team that got 2 games, but I also got 4 more tough games, nigga, I'm gonna have a higher power ranking.
No, you definitely have a stronger schedule there, but then like there's a percentage of like, all right, if I beat these two teams, I'm 2-0, I'm 100%. Versus you being 3-3 with those 6 games, you're at 50%. Even though you won more games.
But what if I'm 6-0? What if I'm 6-0 versus 2-0? Because it's battle rap subjective.
Then that's better. But I'm just giving you an example of like where more cannot always be better in numbers.
But that's me. That's me. That's me. That's me, motherfucker.
Use him for an example. Like you say, if a motherfucker say he ain't lost, you feel what I'm saying? What's the difference? If he got more battles and less losses.
But I still want to get to like a point where like, how do you want us to evaluate somebody's performance is better than somebody else's if we're going to eliminate like their opponent? Like we're going to remove the fact that who you're battling and just evaluate your performance. How do I say, yo, Geechi had a better performance than Swamp on Redemption 2 against J Mills than he did against Clean?
I think it should be more. I think it should be less. I think it should be less the automatic stature of the opponent and what them niggas actually face. Because you could say, yeah, I stood in front of like you said, a 5-star name, but the actual material that I faced wasn't that. So I feel like I think it should factor more into what they actually had to deal with, more so than just the name itself.
And how the fans react to their shit, because you could get a, you know what I'm saying, impact of travel.
The one thing with the fans though is that like somebody with a higher brand or more popular can have more metrics, more traffic, more views than somebody that had a better performance just because of the name. You feel me?
All right, so if the person that's lower than that person you just talked about and they name still traveling through all that and fighting through all that, that's what I'm saying. Give them points for that.
Like on the app, like a good example, like Reed Dollars and Murder Move, that's not a really good battle. It had more views than like 40 bars in Casey, and that's one of the best battles that year out of the females. So like sometimes your name can carry over what the production was. You feel me? So that's why like you can take the fans to an account, but it still has to be like one version of how you're looking at what garners impact. You feel me?
Yeah.
And I don't think it works if you go by what you faced that night, Hansel. Only reason why I say that is because if Geechi finna battle Nitty, in preparation for Nitty, he's prepping for the best Nitty because Nitty always gives a great performance, right?